All right, guys. You guys ready? You guys ready? All right, we're ready for the guest. Okay. I mean, let's face it. He's going to take on the league eventually. So here's the man himself, Mr. Ray Porter. What is going on, my friend?
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, sir. How's it going?
It's going good. Let me turn off the. I have a little cooling fan in my recording booth, and
okay, that's good
because it gets a bit warm, you know.
Yeah, I just had to turn on my AC right now. I totally forgot that I turned it off, and I'm like, it's 75 degrees in here. What am I thinking?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Flop sweat, or is it just hot?
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to get all glistening for people, so I'm like,
right,
you know,
yeah,
what's going on? But I appreciate you joining the stream tonight, man. You know what? One thing I will say, I am envious of you right now, currently, is you got the long hair going, and yeah, and with all the quarantine stuff, I need a haircut. And I'm envying you right now, big time, because I'm like, I can't do anything more than I have. What's going on with this? So I'm like kind of envying you right now.
I see people saying like, "Oh, I wish it would reopen so I can go to the barber." I'm like,
yeah, it's not a good idea. Not a good idea at the moment. I get it, but anybody who
I do hope that, and hopefully this is all over very, very soon. But I do hope when it's all done that there's some sort of home hairstyling fashion show.
There needs to be. I think, you know what I actually heard? I think there's actually going to be a new show that's coming out where celebrities teach you how to cut your hair at home or something like that.
Oh, really?
I heard something about that. So I'm not too sure exactly if that's an actual thing or it was just some kind of, I don't know.
Do celebrities cut their own hair at home?
I don't know. Probably not, but they're probably just like, hey, I'm bored. You know, my production, the production I was working on. Yeah, it's not happening right now. So I'm just going to like, you know, take part in this thing. I don't know. Like, I think I was listening to a podcast and somebody mentioned that. I had it in the background and I was like, what? But then again, I thought,
you know, if Robert Plant does one, then I'll watch that.
Oh, there you go. I mean, if he does, definitely.
I'll cut my hair like his.
I think a lot. Yeah, I think you should. I think that would look good on you. So, Ray, I mean, I tell you what, look, I mean, the live chat right now is totally going crazy because you are, people love you. People love you right now.
That's very kind.
Yeah, I know. The fan base, I mean, I tell you what, we'll get into like a lot of that stuff, of course, with all the fan base and the fact that, you know, you just kind of like all of a sudden it was, hey, all of a sudden this fan base is all about Ray Porter at one point. But I always like to get to know people when I, you know, have them on the show. And of course, I want to get to know you. So first off, Ray, where are you from originally?
I grew up in Kokomo, Indiana.
Okay.
And left there when I was about a year after I graduated high school, and I came out to California. Went to Cal Arts. Was there at the same time as Don Cheadle. We were friends
really?
There,
nice.
Yeah. And then I graduated in '89, and in 1990 I went up to the Oregon Shakespeare Festival and worked there until about 2008 doing Shakespeare. And I would come down to LA and do TV shows and films and things like that in the interim, but that's what I was doing for most of that time. Moved down to LA, started narrating audiobooks, picked up, you know, TV and film when I could, and now here I am.
Here you are, for sure. So when you were like, okay, so you're in Indiana, and you know you're growing up, of course. When did like the acting bug like hit you? Was it acting? Was it the voice? Because I mean, let's face it, we can all agree your voice is something that we want to hear narrate our lives.
That's very kind.
Yeah.
Well, I'm third generation in the business. My grandfather was with the circus, and my mother was an actor and dancer and all of that. So I grew up around it. It was always just sort of there. I was going to do something else. Then I went and saw a play. I was in high school, and it was one of those high school things where the whole class is dragged down to see a play. And I went to this theater and saw the play, and it was my senior year. And something about that particular production, I was like, yeah, I want to do this. So I put myself through school and starved and did all that good stuff and got my degree, which means nothing, but got it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, but I have a bachelor's in acting. Oh, please come right in.
Yeah, the door's open.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
But anyway, was there, and it was a great program, and I learned quite a lot. And then I had the opportunity to go to work at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, which at the time was like the regional theater in the country. And it's a beautiful place to live. Ashland, Oregon is breathtaking, and a great theater. And I mean, so you live in a really beautiful place. You can walk to work and you get to do Shakespeare day and night. Kind of great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I told all my friends in LA when I did the first season, I'd be back in 6 months. That was in 1990. And I finally returned full time to LA in 2008. So
really,
I loved it. It's great.
So, yeah. So you definitely got the actor bug that bit you. Now, when it comes,
hard.
Yeah, bit you pretty hard. So, I mean, obviously you do regular acting, and then of course you do voice acting. Is like, when it comes to either one, is there one that you prefer more, or is it just like whatever to you?
No, it's really, for me, it's always been more about the story.
Yeah.
I've been in some plays that weren't a lot of fun to be in because the story wasn't quite there. But when you're in, I mean, when the writing is great, obviously Shakespeare's no slouch. He has a bright future.
I think he's got a cut. Yeah, he's got a couple of good little plays out there that. I think I've heard of the man.
Yeah, I think he's got some potential.
Yeah,
Bill,
little Billy.
Bill.
Yeah, little Billy boy.
Sure.
Yeah, he's potential.
Anyway, so when you're talking about a writer like that, I mean, it's brilliant. You can lie back in the text like a hammock, and if you just show up when you're supposed to, say what you're supposed to, and leave when you're supposed to, you're fine.
Yeah.
Because the writing really holds you up and it really supports you. Same is true with audiobooks. I've had some audiobooks that I'm just transformed. And then I realized, oh yeah, I'm the one narrating it. How cool that I get to share this story.
Yeah.
And I will say the same for sure. Chris's writing of the script for Justice League and Zack's direction, it was wonderful. It was